the first thing when one asks about cultural commodification, it's important to realize that it's not only the cultures of like the two-thirds world that gets commodified. I mean, if we agree that we live in a capitalist society, everything is being commodified. Every piece of culture is being commodified. I mean, you know, when somebody who's white says that I don't have my culture, I want to wear a bindi, what they're saying is that my cultural forms have been commodified. I mean, you know, it's a cry against the like emptying out of everybody's culture. That said, different people face the problem of commodification of culture differently. Those who have more power in the global economy tend to face it less sharply, because they can become devourers of culture, of everybody's culture. If, for instance, I as a South Asian walk around the United States, you know, dressed in a dashiki, I'll actually, I think, end up looking even more stupid than if somebody white is wearing, you know, West African clothing. It's funny, you know, but I think that's the case. Kente cloth worn by somebody white would be like, okay, that's cool, that's a hippie. If I wear it, they're saying, you know, what are you doing, man? You should be wearing the kurta. In a sense, because of power relations, certain people, it seems, have an easier time making cultural artifacts around the world into fashions. 20 years ago or so, actually less than that, you know, 15 years ago, South Asians were being beaten up in New Jersey for wearing bindis. Well, fine, the women wore bindis, the dot busters appears as a racist outfit, and they go and beat up mainly men. Okay, 2 people died, Kaushal Sharan and Navroz Modi were killed as a result of this anti-Asian violence for being dot heads. So what's ironic is that Madonna, when she wears the dot in 1998, suddenly makes it chic. The suburban existence makes young people feel emptied of meaning. These are not you know, trivial things. These are expressions against the meaninglessness of suburban existence, you know, where you can't have a real conversation because, you know, everything is good, everything is about the schedule. When do I pick you up from soccer practice? Where do I have to drop you? Do you go there? You go to somebody's house, sleepover, this, that. It's all bureaucratized and managed, one's life, you know. It's an ultra bureaucratized nightmare for young people. There is nothing exciting. There's nothing where you feel like I've had an experience. You know, when you're young, you want to accumulate experiences, otherwise what the hell do you have to talk to with your friends? Oh, so I was dropped by my mother in soccer practice, and then I went to here, and at 3:45 I went and had a, you know, soda, and then I mean, that kind of bureaucratized life is not fun for anybody. There's nothing to talk about, there's nothing to feel like I'm growing. So there's an emptiness that people feel. So my feeling is that this is still all about the suburb, it's all about whiteness. This appropriation of Asia isn't about Asia, it's about whiteness in the end. If appropriation is about dealing with the suburb, then I have a problem with that. Why don't you deal with the suburb by fighting against suburbanization, by fighting against the bureaucratization of life here? Deal with that, deal with it in itself. Don't look at us as some fantasy. Don't walk up to me when I walk down the street in America and say, you know, there are times when you don't strike me as Indian enough. You get too annoyed, too militant. You should be peaceful, Indian, saintly, give me your blessings. I mean, that's bullshit, you know. Who's to tell me what kind of Indian I should be to solve somebody's problems, you know, their own problems? I'm supposed to walk around going, you know, Shanti, Shanti, you know, Bhuva, Om, this, that, and the other, and they feel like, wow, you know, I've been blessed today. My life is filled with meaning. That's bullshit. On the other side of it, if somebody, say, a white woman or white man, they wear a bindi, at the same time, they can give me a feeling that they are part of the struggle for anti-racist justice, for social justice. I have no problem with that. What I have a problem with is when India or Asia becomes a symbol to be cool. When the coolie becomes cool, I have a problem with that. But if the coolie becomes cool at the same time as we're both ready to go and demolish the idea of coolie, that's fine. I mean, I'm not saying nobody should wear bindis. Everybody can wear bindis. Wear bindis, it's great. As long as at the same time you're going to stand with us as we fight against, you know, different forms of white supremacy.